Hello, this is the Terry Nutlog Model Railway Station, a light here for all things model railways. Are train sets good value for money? Well, stay tuned, we're going to find out. Hello, welcome back. Here I am staring over the back of the foam layout yet again. Now, I was going to do an episode like this and then something happened only the other day that made me bring it forward a little bit earlier than I was planning to do it. Now, this layout is as we see it at the end of episode 8 and I plan to conclude the series there. But I just thought I'd mention this because I was testing a locomotive and something rather strange happened. Now, I've put a microphone down just so you can hear it. You can see the microphone sitting down by the hedge. And I'll just turn the controller on and we'll see the 08 shunter, which is a Bachmann one, and see what it does. Okay, so as I go to start it, we've got a rather loud buzzing noise. Now that buzzing noise wasn't originally coming from the 08 shunter, and off it goes. Quite loud. I thought that buzzing noise originally was the problem with the Hornby engine that came with the set. And it turns out it's the controller. And I'll show you what I mean in a moment. And this is what brought the attention to me only the other day. Right, so here we have a dapole single car unit. Now I repaired this because it had a problem with the drive shafts. And I thought I'd test it on this layout because it was convenient. And this is what happened. The same buzzing noise. As you can see, the lights have come on, it's getting power. And then after a very loud buzz, it starts to move off. Now that is not a problem with the dapole engine, nor with the Bachmann 08, nor in fact with the Hornby model that comes with the set. It turns out to be the Hornby controller. And it seems now to have developed a problem which doesn't matter what setting it's on, whether the high or low setting, it creates this buzzing with all electric motors in all the model trains I have. So we're going to put this layout away and we're going to have a little think about this. And we're going to look at our options as to what we can do. Okay, so what are our options? Well, as I said at the start, are train sets good value for money? Now, I don't want to be knocking Hornby here because the train set has everything you need to start. It has a locomotive, which turns out isn't making a buzzy noise, although, of course, with the controller that comes with the set, it is. It has the track, although it's only an oval, and as we said in episode 2, that the radius is radius 3, which isn't particularly convenient. However, it has wagons, it has everything we need to start. So is it value for money? Well, if we add up all the individual components and if we bought them separately, yes, it is value for money. And certainly all train sets from Hornby, Bachmann, whatever the manufacturer, tend to be like that because they want to encourage you into the hobby, and that's a great thing. But unfortunately, in order to bring the prices down to make them attractive to people that aren't particularly into model railways and to get them started, they do have to cut corners. And unfortunately, in my case, with the controller, it's not the best quality. Of course, when you buy something new, as I got it from Amazon, as I said right at the start, it comes with a guarantee. You can always return it. You could return it to Amazon. You could return it to Hornby. And I'm sure that they would both be prepared to refund you or replace it or repair it. And therefore, it's not really a major issue. But, of course, it's going to spoil your entertainment. It's going to spoil the hobby if you have to send things back to be repaired. That's true with anything, of course. So, do we buy a train set or do we buy things individually? Now, if you don't know what you want to buy and you don't know what you need to buy, that's going to be a problem. So let's have a little think and actually work out what we need to start in railway modelling. And then, when we know that, we can decide whether we want to get a train set or whether we want to buy individual components. So what do we need to start in railway modelling? Well, the first thing we need to get, of course, is a train or a locomotive, and then we need a power controller in order to run it, and we need track. And basically, that's all we need. And if we think slightly differently from the oval going round and round and round, if we think we can just do with a straight piece of track and maybe just a single point, and we just want to do a bit of shunting, then we can change the whole attitude of moving away from the train set and the oval of track to start with. And if we buy individual components, we can actually develop a railway right from the start, which is something better than comes with the majority of train sets. So in order to do this, and I'm only thinking about things that are new here, of course there's an enormous amount of model railway equipment available second hand. But again, I'm talking about people not necessarily starting completely from scratch, but maybe coming back into the hobby who've not been railway modelling for a long time. And if you do that, then you might want to buy new rather than buying second hand, again, because you've got a guarantee. And if you've got a guarantee, you can't really go wrong. And in order to do that, I've been looking at Rails of Sheffield website and looking at their bargains. And I'm only mentioning them because I looked up on their website. Of course, there are loads of other sellers that are available to people in the UK and all over the world, with the US market, Australian market, and you'll all have your own individual markets and sellers that you prefer. But however, if you look, as I say, on Rails of Sheffield, as I did only the other day, I found out that I could get a controller, and I'm going to put some pictures up on the screen as I talk, a Bachmann controller, and I'm going to be showing you all of these components in a moment. This is why I've chosen them. The controller is reduced at the moment to just under £40 on a special offer. These Bachmann controllers, I have 3 of them, and they're very good. You can also get Helgen, however you want to pronounce it, locomotive, greatly reduced from £200 to £80. Again, I purchased one of these, not from Rails of Sheffield. I got mine a year ago, and I got it second hand on eBay and actually paid £100 for mine. But now, with a special deal you can get from Rails of Sheffield this week when I'm filming this episode, you can get it for £80. Now that really is a bargain. And all you need then is some track. And I've also selected a wagon. It's a Sonic ferry wagon. Now this is available direct through Rails of Sheffield. You can't buy it anywhere else. And I also bought one of these wagons when they came out. I paid £35 for mine. And now you can get them for £25. Again, a real bargain. So if we add all this together, we can find that we can really produce a model railway, and it's going to be a really good, realistic model railway at quite a reasonable price. Of course, there are other engines that you might want to choose, and depends on your budget, you can spend up to what you want. But if you keep a lookout for these special discounts and special bargains, you really can save a lot of money. Now, as I said, the reason I've selected these is because I already have all of these components, not from Rails of Sheffield, apart from the ferry wagon. But I'm going to show you these in a moment, all put together, and show you what you can do. So here we are. We've got the Helgen shunter. We've got the wagon. And apologies, because earlier I said that this was £25. In actual fact, it's £29.95. I made a mistake earlier on. Apologies for that. Now we've got the track, which is Pico Code 75 bullhead track. In my opinion, it's the best, most accurate track you can get. And with the controller at £40, the engine at £80, the wagon at £30, the point is £32. I've got 2 lengths of flexible track, and I've got that little length left over. As you can see, it's on a piece of Kingspan, just for demonstration purposes. Of course, you could mount it on anything. But as you see here, the entire lot comes to £250. £104. Now that's quite a considerable amount of money, I'm sure people will think, but we've already spent that on the train set foam layout. So I just wanted to show you something, and I've disconnected the coupler from one of the wagons here. Just wanted to show you a bit of shunting, and I'm going to show you this wagon and the engine on a turntable in a minute in a cutaway shot to show you the fantastic detail that these two models have. They really are top quality, and in my opinion these models are moving in to a next level, way beyond what you get with the train set. So let me just show you, and you won't hear any buzzing. Now if you wonder what this strange cable running across with the crocodile clips is, that's simply making the frog on the unifrog point electrified in order that the short wheelbase engine can go across it nice and slowly, as you can see it does. Now in doing this without a coupling, we can just stop the engine and return it beautifully slowly. As you can see, as it passes in front of the camera, you can see that lovely mechanical lubricator working off the connecting rods. It really is a lovely engine. Superb detail with air pipes and handrails all separately fitted. Really excellent. As you can hear, almost completely silent. The noise it's making is coming off the track, to be honest with you. There's virtually no noise at all from the motor, certainly no buzzing sound. Is this money well spent? Well, in my opinion, I think this is the way to go. I think that if you feel you want to get back into model railways, or you definitely want to make a start with model railways, then in order for you not to waste money on something that you'll feel is not of very high quality and you want to upgrade fairly soon into the hobby, I think if you come in at this level, you spend some money, you get what you pay for with everything. And certainly with these bargains from Rails of Sheffield, as I've said, other retailers are available. I simply chose these off Rails of Sheffield's website because I've already got these models to show you. And as I say, I think you're starting at a level that is bordering on professional stroke exhibition standard already. You're not at a train set level, and this could be easily developed into a little scenic area. And of course, where the track ends on this board, it could be connected to another module, and this could be the start of a very large modular railway. Whereas we start with the train set, we have the oval, and there's very little we can do to move on from there unless we just keep adding bits and pieces. With this, we can expand it and it can become something really special. So in my opinion, this is the way to go. And we're just going to have a little sum up at the end. So here is the Helgen diesel shunter. It's based on the Class 07 shunter that worked in Southampton docks. And this is now a Peakstone livery. As I say, I bought this myself from eBay. It cost me £95, but is available currently, as this video goes to air, from Rails of Sheffield for £79.95. As you can see, it's a beautiful runner. It has all the scale 3-link couplings hanging down. It has air pipes, separately fitted handrails. It has the air tanks and the air cabinets on the side just going past the camera. Air pipes at the front. It has operational shunting, white and red lights in both directions. A really superb model, very good quality, beautiful runner. As you can see, the glazing is excellent with the individually fitted windscreen wipers. A really top quality model, and it comes highly recommended. A very good model at its full recommended retail price of £199, but for £80, an absolute bargain. And I really do highly recommend this, or any such real good bargain that you can get. There's plenty of models about that are on special offers and great deals, So you don't have to get this. It might not be suitable for you, but there are plenty of offers to be had. Just keep looking at the railway ads, look on the internet, look at model trains. Of course, visit your local model shop by all means, see what they have. I'm sure your local model shop will have special offers. Always try to support your local model shop where possible, but there are plenty of deals to be had out there. And as I say, buying new means you get a guarantee. And later on, we'll be having an episode about buying off eBay second hand. But if you're not too sure, I would always say buy something new and you can't go wrong. And certainly, even though I bought this model second hand, it's a beautiful runner. But then again, I've had plenty of experience buying on eBay and I did know what I was buying. So this is conclusion for this. Let's just have a look at the Sonic Models ferry van, and that's got some lovely details on it. So this is the Sonic Models ferry van. It's in early BR livery. As you can see, as it comes round, it has the yellow painted axle boxes that denote it has Timken roller bearings rather than oil-filled axle boxes. And these are not only picked out in yellow, they have the correct prototypical red stripe across them, which a lot of models don't actually feature. It has some beautiful moulding detail, but it also has separately fitted handrails, separately fitted steps, and also separately fitted chain hooks, which you can see in yellow along the sole bars. And these were for attaching the wagons on the ferry with chains to make sure that they didn't move in rough seas. It also has underneath all the pipe rigging, and it comes with an accessory pack which includes air and brake pipes and also a dummy screw link coupling at either end. It really is a top quality model and is highly recommended, certainly for $29.95. Comparing it to the Rapido wagon, the only difference is the doors are moulded shut and they don't open, whereas on the Rapido wagon that has sliding doors. Other than that, this I think is a fantastic wagon. So if the doors are a big issue to you, then maybe it's not for you. But for me, it is a great model. Now, if you like this episode, please like and subscribe. It does help the channel. And also share with other people that you think might benefit from this. It all helps to promote us and spread us amongst the YouTube community. And we do appreciate that. So please like and subscribe if you like it. Okay, just before we come to any conclusions, just to prove that the Hornby controller is the problem, as you can see, we've got the rail bus back again with a microphone right next to it. Let's just hear what this sounds like with the Bachmann controller. There we go, moving away, no buzzing at all. Beautiful slow movement, creeping away, just hear the rotation of the drive shafts inside it. And at an exhibition, you certainly don't hear that over the background noise. Beautifully smooth. We'll just put on the Hornby engine and show you how that's even improved. So even the buzzy Hornby engine with this Bachmann controller, although not the slowest shunting engine, it does tend to lurch off at a bit of a speed, now doesn't have that buzz. You've got a bit of a whine from the motor. It is a low cost motor. I shan't use the word cheap, obviously, because it's a train set train. The cost of manufacture has been saved in slightly lower quality items, and the motor is certainly one of those that they've chosen to reduce in that set. It's what you get. For a train set, it runs around the track quite happily now, particularly with the Bachmann controller. It's very happy and doesn't make that annoying buzzing noise. And as you can see, I'll bring it back, not the slowest starting engine, but certainly running much smoother than it was before on the Hornby controller. So I think the conclusions are that it's that Hornby controller that is the problem. So let's just have a little sum up and we'll decide, are train sets worth the value? Are they worth getting? So to sum up, what do we do? Do we buy a train set with this little engine here and a wagon? Do we buy individual components with this lovely shunting engine, this lovely wagon? As I'm sure you can tell by my voice, I would buy the individual components. But then I'm an experienced railway modeller. I've had many years in railway modelling and I know what I'm getting. If you're completely new to the hobby, as I said in the whole episodes and series of the foam layouts, then start with the train set. The train set supplies you with everything you need out of the box. There won't be a component missing that you can't make anything work. It's all there ready to go. The quality of train sets by their nature tends not to be the best. I've explained why, and I'm not knocking any manufacturers of train sets for that. It's totally understandable. But the problem with a train set, if you're coming back to the hobby or you're already a modeller, as I've said earlier in previous episodes, you've done military modelling and you know you like modelling and you know you're going to like railway modelling, then buying a train set often is buying components and items that aren't of the best quality, that very soon moving into the hobby you'll decide aren't for you and you'll want to upgrade them. And in that way, you've sort of wasted your money a little bit. Whereas if you come in at this level, you're going to get really good quality items that I'm sure you'll be satisfied for years to come. So I always like an analogy, and with an analogy, I'm going to use curry. So if you don't like curry or you don't think you like curry, but you want to try it, maybe you should go and get yourself a chicken tikka meal with rice, £3.45, and have a try. And in a weird way of comparing apples and pears or curry and train sets, maybe that is the train set. Have a go, don't spend too much money, see if you like it. But if you know you already like curry, then buy the ingredients separately and make your own, i.e. get some quality items and go straight in at a good top level. And that way you won't be missing out and you won't feel, well, I should have bought that to start with. You'll be spending your money wisely and buying components that are of the best quality. And the other thing, of course, is that people will say, well, what about running in engines? And you should always run in a new engine. And if you've got no circular track, how are you going to do it? Well, of course, as I showed in episode 7, we've got the Temu rolling road even, if I can say it properly. I'm getting so excited about the item. And it plugs straight into this controller. So that's a double bonus for getting one of these Bachmann controllers. And this rolling road, you can run in anything at all. And future engines, of course, that you buy, you can run in on this and they'll run beautifully smoothly then on this little piece of track. And once you extend it, you've got a fantastic modular railway that can just grow and grow. So, as I say, to conclude, train sets, yes, they have their place. They are strictly, in my opinion, for people right at the start that really want to just have a try, have a dabble at model railways. But if you know model railways are going to be for you, then come in at a slightly higher level and your money will be well spent. So, from myself and Desmond, all that's left to say, as you know by now, is our catchphrase, and that is, nice one. I'll see you next time.